Morning, it's Thursday the 11th of July 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. Well, I note there's been a mad rush this morning, boys and girls, a mad rush of people trying to get that first message in, and I have to say I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed. In actual fact, looking at my records directly in front of me, 3 people got their message in at the same time early on. Those, and I see the times on here as well, the exact times that the message come in as well. So Adrian Richardson, Dr. SOS Gregorian, and Heidi Oliver all got your messages in at exactly 9 o'clock and 21 seconds. Congratulations all. 9 o'clock and 21 seconds. Little Dukey Chrissy baby, you were 3 seconds later at 9 o'clock and 24 seconds. Paul and Lou, 9 o'clock and 40 seconds. If only you'd been a little bit earlier. Perhaps you should set your alarm clocks or something. You know, so that you're up before me. Perhaps, 6 o'clock would be a good time to set it, so that you have had breakfast and you've had your cup of tea and you are ready, prepared to try and get that first message in. So I'll have to put 3 people on the list today. Now, Adrian, I think you've already, yes, you have. You've already got 1 point, haven't you? You've already you've already done it once. So Adrian gets another mark there. So you've now got the first message in twice, Adrian. You can't contain your excitement, can you? I expect you've probably let out a little bit of wee, haven't you? Have you? Have you? I've noticed you did that a few times, actually, on the seat in the pub. Adrian's let out a little bit of wee. He's so excited. Mr. Gregorian, that's the first time you've got that in. Dr. SOS Gregorian. 1 point for you. If it was the case that several people got the first message in by the end of the month, then we'd have to give out 2 or 3 certificates. That's okay. That's all right, no problem with that. It's not like we're giving out £10,000, is it? Or something like that. You know, I might be able to stretch to 10,000, but if it were 3 of you, maybe not 30. Maybe not, unless I sold my beloved house, dear. You know, so there we are. Who's the other one? Heidi Oliver, and Heidi gets a point in as well. Heidi Oliver gets 1 point as well. Just to let you know, when we throw in the occasional nighttime show, and even less occasional than that, an afternoon show, okay, they also count. All right, they also count. So make sure you have that little notifications thing set on, either your Facebook or your YouTube or your Vaughan Live or something like that, so you get a little bleep. Next time Chris Reardon's on the show, you'll hear a little bleep. Beep, beep. Reminds me of Supermarket Sweep. Dreadful news on Supermarket Sweep. The bad news isn't that it's coming back. It's going to be presented by that Rylan. Oh, God, not him again. Rylan Clark. This is my big bugbear with television. It's the same people all the time. Please, can we see someone young and fresh and new? Oh, honestly, the same people all the time. You know, certain people are very good at their job. Philip Schofield, fantastic. Holly Willoughby, she's fantastic, but they're on every other damn show. I'm sick to death of seeing them. Let's see someone new. So have they given it to Ryan Clark? You know, the one with the fake teeth. Oh, dreadful. Never mind, that's how it is. Right, who else is here this morning? Little Dukey Chris, only 3 seconds behind everyone else. Never mind. Paul and Lou, 40 seconds. 9 o'clock and 40 seconds. Dr. DJ RS Productions, also at 40 seconds there. Diane Jeb, good morning. 52 seconds. Way behind Diane. Hello to Wendy Young. Good morning. She's off to work in Preston shortly. Good morning, Wendy. Wendy started to learn the ukulele. And one of my dear friends is like I don't know if he does. To me, he's a professional ukulele player. Him and his friend Ray Reynolds and Johnny Key. Whether or not they class themselves as professional, I don't know. But I certainly class them as professional ukulele players. I don't class myself as a professional karaoke host. Certainly not a professional chat show host. you know. But sometimes you look at yourself differently to other people, don't you? I think I certainly class them as professional karaoke, professional ukulele players. And Wendy has uploaded a little video of herself playing, and she's very good. She sits there playing away, ding, 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 and singing along as well. Very good, Wendy, in her settee. In her settee, don't you? Very good, my darling. Hello to Veronica. Hello, Veronica. Long time no see, my darling. Over there on the Vaughan Live morning. Oh, there's Ray Reynolds. Thank you for the good luck tonight. Yeah, we got karaoke tonight, gang. If you're in the northeast of the country, here it is at Cleethorpes, okay? First outing at Silhouette's Bar in Cleethorpes tonight from 9 o'clock. So if you're in the north, I will die if some of you turn up. Because I don't know, I mean, I know roughly where most people live. You can't remember who lives where. So I don't know if there is anyone up there. I know I've got a friend up there called Danny, but I think he's working tonight, so won't be able to see him. Incidentally, if you are in Cleethorpes, can I highly recommend, there's a fish and chip place on the pier, which is a converted theatre. I told you about this a couple of weeks ago. And it's just fantastic. You go in and you don't realise it's a theatre because there's all you see first of all is the reception and the tables down the right hand side. But you walk down the right hand side and then left, you go through these doors and it's a theatre. It's not used. The big stage there, grand piano on the stage. Not used at all as a theatre, but it's just a fish and chip place, and it's all very nice and like posh fish and chips. You know, all the boys and girls are all dressed up in black and white and bow ties and lovely black skirts and all that business. Really highly recommended. So if you are in the northeast of England and you come into the karaoke night, have a meal there first. I can't remember what it's called now. Is it Sam's? Sam's Fish and Chips? Pedro or something like that. I can't remember now. Somewhere there though. All right. Thank you. Oh, let's have a look there. Veronica, what's that? 1:07 in the morning where Veronica is. Is it really? Very, very early there. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just scrolling down some. £50,000. I haven't got £50,000 to give away, Dr. SOS. You probably have. You look like a very rich person. You're one of those people that don't spend any of the money, aren't you? It's all stuffed under the bed and the mattress. Must be very noisy when you roll over onto those scrunched up £50 notes. Morning to Jerry Millen. Good morning. Roy's the boy is in the house. Good morning, Roy. Welcome to the show. Hello to John Aitken, who's getting ready to go to the gym. I must try harder with my diet too. Well, I can see that, dear. I can see that. We're actually got to touch on the subject of something I saw last night on the telly, and it just did me in. It was incredibly sad, incredibly sad. So I'll come to that in a moment. Let's just we'll clear the messages first for you. Paul and Lou, YouTube starts later. I smell a rat. Do you think so? Do you think that's possibly the case? Have we had anyone who's on YouTube got the first message in? Hang on, let me look. I don't know. I think Adam's one was. Do you know? I don't know, Paul and Lou. How would we know that? How would we test that out? Do you know? I don't know. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on that. And if we, I'm not sure if Adam's was a YouTube one. I'll keep an eye on that. If by the end of the month there are no people on the YouTube who got the first message in, then we'll have. Then I'll agree with you. But at the moment, I don't know. I don't know. You might well be right there, Paul and Lou. I never thought of that. Wendy can't stand Ryland Clark. No, I'm just sick of seeing these same people on there, Wendy, all the time. Give us someone new. Someone new, please. They should have picked me. Oh, I'm not. I'm probably too old to be picked for anything like that. Now, even if I wanted to do it, you know, even if I wanted to go on like a television host show and be told what to do, right? Say this here and say that there. Oh, you can't say this. You can't. It won't be like when Bob Monkhouse was on there, all ad lib. None of this stuff's ad lib. It's all scripted, isn't it? Dreadful. All right, Ryland. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, John. Supermarket sweep. Are you a fan? Are you a fan, John, of Ryland? I'm not really a fan. I suppose he's all right. You know, it's not my cup of tea on the telly. I just find it so fake. I'm sorry, I find it fake. I don't find Philip Schofield fake at all. There was some hoo-ha about him and some other woman who he didn't. So the papers say he didn't want it this morning. Probably blown out of all proportion as usual, wasn't it? Hello to Raju. Welcome, welcome to the show, Raju. So yesterday, we nearly didn't go to Skegness yesterday. Yeah, as you know, good morning to Maureen joining us on the text message service. Good morning, Maureen. As you know, usually once a week, me and my sister and my brother-in-law, we all go to Skegness. We all jump in someone's car. It was their car last night because my car's full of stuff all ready to take to the new karaoke tonight. And so I drove around to my sister's house. I got there. Usual time I get there is around about 6 o'clock. And she's come out to the door. Hello, and she's got this smile on her face. I said, all right, ready? She said, ready for what? I said, Skegness. It's Wednesday. Oh, yeah, but Brenda's coming up Friday. That's my auntie Brenda. She's coming up here Friday. She doesn't know I'm here. She doesn't think I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be here as well. So Auntie Brenda's coming up Friday. She says, but Brenda's coming up Friday. Yeah. Well, we're going Friday. Well, no one told me. You know we're going. You know. And then my sister, when she gets a bit aerated, the pitch of her voice shoots up and becomes very loud. Like it's shrill. It's like a banshee. It's or a buttery guy. It's really shrill. Oh, you know we were going to go Friday. It's like that. It goes up about 3 octaves, the voice. And it grates on your... Oh, she starts screaming, dear. I said, well, yes, I do know we were going to go Friday, but no one cancelled the Wednesday. You know, I've turned up now. No one told me we weren't going today. Oh, well, we can go today as well. And my brother-in-law is sitting on the settee. He's just had dinner. Yeah, I think a curry bowl or something. I don't know what that is. A curry, just basically a bowl full of curry. I don't know. And she says, well, you must have known we weren't going to go. I said, no, you didn't cancel it. You know, it's like subscribing to a magazine. If you don't cancel the magazine, it just keeps coming for the letterbox, doesn't it? Eh? Well, I am that magazine and I'm here. Let's go to Skegness. Oh. Martin at that point says, oh, I might be a bit more hungry again later. You know, when I say later, I mean like in an hour's time. Oh, so we did end up going, but they weren't going to go. I mean, if you're going to cancel something, at least let me know first. Give us a call. Not by text message. I don't do text messages. I hate them. I hate text messages. Funny, isn't it? I find them extremely impersonal to receive a text. And sometimes you get a text, I've said this before, sometimes you get texts from people saying, oh, could you give me a ring? Well, can't you ring? Why have you sent me a text saying, can you give me a ring? Or I think it's incredibly rude on Facebook sometimes. People put, inbox me. Hi, Chris, can you inbox me? Why didn't you just send me a message then? There's no like common sense anymore in this world. Absolutely none at all. As I explained to you the other day with the bloke in the swimming pool. You know, the job's worth in the swimming pool. You know, that some poor old bloke. I was talking to him in the changing room. Have I spoken? Oh no, I haven't told you this. Have I told you this? I can't remember. Anyway, I was just explaining. If you're a regular viewer to the show, you know I had a bit of hassle getting in there the other day because my card I kept in the wallet, and there was a bloke who works there standing at the door. You can't come in without your card. Can't come in without your card. All this business. Anyway, eventually I got in and got my card, and it clicked. There was an old bloke in the dressing room, right? He'd been going there for, I think, 15, 16, 17 years. Okay? Every week he'd been going there, 17 years. And one day he turned up without his little card. Okay? And as he's coming on the desk, they've said hello to him. Everyone knows him. All right, I forgot my card today. Could you just open the door for us and I'll make sure it's here tomorrow. Oh, we can't let you in then. Well, I come every week. You know, surely you could... No, I'm not allowed to let you in. Because he didn't have his card with me. There's no common sense in this world, is there? It's all bloody rule books. Rule books all the time. Stupid idiots. Idiots who are sitting on desks who know nothing, and their managers who know nothing other than sticking to some bloody rule book all the time. Oh no, it says in the rule that we won't be able to tick the box and stuff like that. It's just stupid, stupid people. It really is. Anyway, so we did go to Skegness last night, I'm pleased to say. We had our usual chips. Actually, my sister... Oh, yes, she did have chips. Brother-in-law had a burger. I had the chips, and then we went for a little walk down what's known as Chip Pan Alley. Okay, no, it's not a person. It's not a person who's come from one of the Arabian countries. It's alley as in A-L-L-E-Y, not A-L-I. There's no mosque or anything like that. Just alley, A-W-E-Y. So she said, we want to go down Chip Pan Alley because when Brenda comes Friday, she has to have place. Okay? Apparently. That's what my sister says. She can't have cod. She can't have haddock. It must be place. And it must be on a plate. Can't have it in a little polystyrene box, which I know what you're thinking now, boys and girls, is not good for the environment. And you're absolutely right. Polystyrene boxes are not good for the environment. They really aren't. So Brenda has to have her dinner on a plate. So I don't think the Trawler's Catch in Skegness, where we always go, does place. So we're looking for another restaurant. And we're going up this road. And she says, oh, a lot of the chip shops have gone now. Going down this alley, there's no one around. This is not on the beach, you see. It's not near the beach. It's kind of off and behind the main road. It's like another, so you've got a main road like that, shops either side, and then next to that main road is almost like a side road that runs parallel to the main road, but it's got other shops down there. I mean, on a Saturday, I suppose there'd be loads of people. So this would be about 8 o'clock at night. There's no one down there. There's 2 arcades, and there was no one in the arcades, and then we could do bingo going on. All right, and it was what I would call slow bingo, slower. Not like going in some of these clubs where you can't keep up with the numbers. They're going so quickly. This was a more reasonable pace. So as we got there, that one had a few people sitting in it. And it wasn't bingo with the tickets. It was bingo, with the little plastic things. You pull over the windows, green 4 and 9.49. Yellow 10, it's Maggie's Den. Although she's dead now. Yeah. Red 6 and 2, 62. It was one of that, they're pulling over the little shutters. Like that, and there was a few people in there, but generally there's just no one around. There was 3 or 4 bars down this road as well, which were all closed. They were closed. One said we open Fridays and Saturdays, which I found unusual. Anyway, so we're looking at these various chip shops. Although my sister says a lot of them have gone now, been replaced by boring old coffee shops. A lot of the chip shops have disappeared. So we had our little walk there, and I'm keeping an eye on the time here. And I said to my sister, the ice cream shop's going to be closed if we're any longer than this. Then we went to the sea. Then we walked down to the seafront. And as predicted, the ice cream place was now closed because she had spent so many times wandering around looking for a chip shop that sells place for Auntie Brenda. Right, so no ice cream for me. So disappointed. But there is one other ice cream place that we get on our route, so I was hoping that one might be open. There's always McDonald's or Kentucky, but it's not the same. I'm sorry, the McDonald's ice creams are not the same as the ones that come out of the Mr. Whippy machine in a little ice cream place like that. So we got to the sea, and it was the weirdest thing ever. The sea was quite far out. This is Skegness, but it was white. It was absolutely white, and it didn't look, it was like a mirror. And I thought, well, that looks very unusual. Maybe an alien craft is projecting some sort of white light onto us or something like that. This sea is just white and flat. And we had to go quite far down the front before we could actually see little waves. So it's now around about 9:15, 9:30 sort of time. And there was people in the sea. So late on, and this little kid in his little swimming trunks, it was running around on the sea. Good morning, Heidi. Yes, I've got that text. That text has come through. Thank you, Heidi. So it was, it looked weird, just weird, the whiteness of the sea. Perhaps because there was no waves or anything, or hardly any waves. Then we walked along there, and as we're approaching the ice cream place, the shutters are down. Oh, no. Now, this is the ice cream place that is literally right next to McDonald's. She said, oh, you'll have to go in McDonald's then. Well, unfortunately, if I'm going to McDonald's, I'm having one of the apple pies as well, because they are delicious, aren't they? Like the best thing they sell in McDonald's are those apple pies. Yes, please, Mummy. Can I have one? So me and my brother-in-law, we had an ice cream. He's got diabetes. So I'm not supposed to have this stuff. We had an ice cream and an apple pie each at McDonald's after the disappointing. I was a bit worried going to McDonald's, to be honest. You know, because we usually get one from the little ice cream place directly outside McDonald's. And I said to my sister, what if we're recognised as we go in McDonald's, you know, from buying ice cream at the other place? Will they even refuse? Will they refuse to serve us? The McDonald's in Skegness, it's all very modern in there. They've got these screens, and these kids come in and they go straight to the screen, tap 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 tap, and then they put their cards in the machine, and then they wait, and then they've got the numbers up. You know, order number 98. We were order number 99 last night, right? So we go up to the desk and we pay with real cash. Real cash. Hardly anyone does. We always just gone up. Can we have 2 ice creams and 2 apple pies, please? Paid for that, gives us a ticket. We're order number 99, so we go and sit down and we watch. We watch the little screen patiently. And it comes up, order 99. Up I jump straight to the desk. This one comes out, yes? I still come from the order, mate, 99. Oh, it's not ready yet. Oh, it says it up there. Oh, does it? Oh, okay. Goes out the back. Don't see him again. 2 minutes past, he comes back with the order. Well, why does it say it up there? Why does it say order number 99 is ready when it's not? Outrageous. I was standing there wearing out my shoes for 2 minutes because someone's got that wrong. Yeah, so we had that. And that was it, really. That was our little night yesterday. While we were going past these shops down what's known as Chip Pan Alley, I spotted a Game Boy watch. Actually, there were several of them. It might have been in one of those shops, you know, I don't know what they're called, where you take something and you sell it to them and then they sell it back onto someone else for a profit. I don't know what they're called. All sort of like second-hand stuff. There was a Game Boy watch. Now, my question, those of you, there might be 1 or 2 of you that had a Game Boy watch. Is that an actual Game Boy, like miniaturized? And if so, how on earth do you play the games? There are tiny buttons on there. I couldn't quite see. Or is it just a watch designed with the name Game Boy on it? That's the question. I wonder what it is. Is it like a watch that is actually a Game Boy, or is it just a watch? And there we are. That's it. Have I done that? Oh, we did also another anti-Love Island video while I was there. Someone said to me, how do the ideas for the Love Island videos come up? I don't sit there and think about them. They literally just come into I might be walking around and, that'll make a good video. And then we just do it there and then. So I was kindly assisted by cameraman Martin Butler last night, who runs Retro Hacks YouTube channel. Okay? And we made a little video last night, which you'll see come up on Facebook at some point. Or if you're on my YouTube anti-Love Island videos, which is called Things More Interesting Than Watching Love Island. That's the YouTube channel name. Well, it's not actually a name. That's what I've named it that, but you can't. I think if you type in that, I think that's how Maureen finds it. She type that in. Things More Interesting Than Watching Love Island. As soon as a new video is made, it goes up there immediately. Okay? So if you're a subscriber to that, you will already have seen that. But it's one filmed in Skegness. And there we are. Right. Now, let's just scroll back a little bit here. There we are. Bye-bye, Wendy. Wendy's off now to work. Ray Reynolds, love and best wishes, Wendy, with your ukulele playing. Paul Stone, a.k.a. Victoria Sponge, is also learning to play. This is all taking off, isn't it? This is all taking off. Marvellous. Heidi, what is this now? That's your other number. The other number right in your phone. I don't know. It's a Game Boy watch. Heidi, why do you text in when you can just do it on a computer? Why is that? It's a bit confusing that. You're coming in from all angles. I wouldn't worry about your other number not working. I mean, it works on the computer, so yeah, it's just one of those things. Sometimes technology just doesn't work, as I well know. Ray and Wendy are talking, that's okay. Good morning to Joanna. Morning. John's just heard Taylor Swift is the highest earning performer. She's made 170 million last year. I don't know why. Oh yeah, but put her up against Shirley Bassey. I think Shirley's made a little bit more than that, hasn't she? Yeah, I think so. Good morning to Dukey Chris. Morning. Morning to Paul Gallagher. Morning to you. Hello to Taz Fulia, who says, wow, that's a very good impression of a homosexual. It's not an impression, mate. I am. Let's have a look. Paul hates people who have no common sense and the ones who enjoy telling you it can't be so. Oh, they're just dreadful. Oh, Duke wants a phone call from me. A phone call? Can't you ring me? Why don't you want to ring me? What's it say? You're doing it and all, Chris. Give me a call later. I know, I'll call you when I'm on my way to the swimming pool. All right, Paul and Lou, the trawler's catch were off in a few weeks again. Love that, Chippy. The cod is huge. Oh, massive, massive pudding. You're never hungry after one of the... You don't need a pudding. You really don't need an ice cream, do you? John, the McDonald's apple pie always burns your mouth. Ah, well, what you've got to do with that, John, is just bite off the little bit of pastry that's sealing it at the top and then leave it there for a couple of minutes. The trouble is it's so difficult not to eat it immediately, isn't it? Because it's absolutely delicious. It really is. Cash converters, that's the place. I think that's what it's called. So you take in old things and they sell them on again. Morning to Claire. Hello, young Claire. Good morning to you, my dear. Shirley Bassey was at Wimbledon yesterday looking great. Is she 82? And she can still sing. Blooming marvellous. We love Shirley Bassey. What do you mean I never answer? I'll tell you what, Chris, how rude you are. I can look through this phone here and there will be no missed calls from you whatsoever. Do you want me to look now? Do you want me to show it to everyone, lovey? I'll tell you what, I will. I will. Let's have a look at the missed... Oh, it's my music. Why is that on there? Shall we have a quick look at my missed calls, shall we, lovey? Shall we? Missed calls. One moment, please. Let me bring up my very important call list. Missed calls. Oh, there we are. Look, here we are. Yes, you can. You can just see that, can you? Tom Edwards, Ronnie, Adam the plumber, Sharon, Ronnie. I can't go down any further. Missed calls. Is your name on there, lovey? Is your name on there? No, it's not. Missed calls, my ass. How dare you, Mister? You never ring. You never ring. Good morning to No Way. Game Boy Watch plays the official Super Mario Land theme tune when the alarms are. I know that. Ba ba ba. That's it, isn't it? Super Mario. And I used to like Sonic the Hedgehog. I did actually, yeah. They were after Pac-Man, weren't they? I played those a couple of times, didn't I? Yes. Right. I wanted to talk to you this morning about a programme I put on the telly last night, which I accidentally came on. I came back in from Skegness. We got back late last night, sort of about, I think I didn't get back in here till about 10:30, 11:15 last night. And I put on the telly, and there was this and I was doing stuff in the house, in the caravan, and doing stuff, and little bit. Oh, I found another beetle. A third black beetle has been found. This time it was in the bathroom. But I don't know. It looked like it had been squashed. So I'm wondering if somehow I'm bringing them, I'm treading on them outside and bringing them in. A third black beetle has now been found. This one is in the bathroom, on the floor, next to the toilet, but it's not moving. Very worrying. They're getting closer to my bedroom. What if I'm asleep and one crawls into my ear or mouth while I'm asleep? That is the worry. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I've got a bit of a funny thing with insects. I'm not keen on insects. There was another beetle. Yes, last night it went straight down that toilet. I'm sorry. I've had a good look this morning. Do they come out at night time, beetles? I only see them at night time. I'm going to have to, well, maybe everything has to be dark. So I'll have to go around. I'll have to go around with a torch searching for beetles. I keep looking for holes that they might be coming in. That's 3 now. 3 black beetles in the space of 2 weeks I've located in this Lincolnshire television studio complex. Very worrying. Very worrying. John's met Dame Shirley at the Albert Hall. She called me a lovely boy in her gorgeous Welsh accent. Oh, she's fantastic, Shirley, isn't she? I have been trying to get her into the studio for an impromptu little singing concert, but she said no, so I haven't had a reply. Right, so I put on the telly. This would be about 12:15, so I missed the first part of the programme. And the programme was called 65 stone and trapped in my house. So I thought, well, I'll give this a little watch. And it's basically a program about seriously, hugely overweight people. And there was this bloke lying on a bed. Did I write his name down? I think it was Carl. Yes, Carl, who was 32 years old. And he was housebound, couldn't leave the house. He was 65 stone. Now, if you're wondering what a 65 stone person, you probably got an idea, but I don't think you can actually realise it until you see. And he seems to just lie on the bed or settee all the time. He just lies there. And they're interviewing him, and he's got no t-shirt on or anything like that. So you see his bare chest and all that. And I thought he's got his arm in a funny place. I thought, why has he got his arm like that? And it wasn't his arm, it was his chest. And I'm watching this, and I just felt incredibly sad that someone could get to that size. How does that happen? Someone, they just must be totally addicted to food. I've known people who are really large. We're not just talking a bit overweight. We're not talking 2 stone. We're not talking 5 or 10 stone overweight. We're talking 40 stone overweight. For our American friends, a stone is 14 pounds, okay? So that's the conversion. A stone is about 14 pounds. I think there's a slight difference sometimes between American pounds and British pounds. So a stone is 14 pounds if you want to convert that yourself. He was 40 stone overweight. And if you can just imagine what this, his head is like that. There is no neck. It's just all fat. And I was just incredibly saddened by this. And this woman's in there. She's talking to him, and they're trying to get him to lose weight. And she says, "We can help you." She says, "At the moment, I think he was eating something like 8,000 calories a day. Okay? You probably eat somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000. I think the correct one for a man is about 2,400. I'm clearly eating more than that because my weight is slowly creeping up. All right? But 8,000 calories a day, and it's all sandwiches. You know, whereas you probably go out and buy 1 packet of sandwiches. I'll buy 2. All right? You know what I mean? It's just how it is at the moment. I'll probably get back on it at some point, but whenever that is, I don't know. And she's saying, why do you want to lose weight? And his answer was, I've now got a 1-year-old nephew, and I want to see him grow up and get married. I want to go out and play football with him when he's a little boy. And I'm just getting quite upset watching this, you know. And I'm thinking, well, I hope he does it. He wasn't the only one on there. There was other very, very. We're not talking. I reiterate that we're not talking about people who are slightly a little bit bigger. You know, we're not talking people who are 2, 3, 4, 5 stone overweight. We're not talking to people who are like, you know, they should be 12 stone and they're like 18. We're talking people who are 40, 50, 65 stone he weighed. 60, can you just imagine that? And he then had this interview with a doctor who came round. And we're talking about doing some sort of operation. I was kind of doing other stuff at the same time. And the bloke was saying, you know, we need to know that your body can take the operation, because if you're really that unfit, you go on the operating table and you don't wake up. There was a large DJ that I knew of. Steve Walsh was his name. He was hugely popular in the 1980s. He was a big man. Big man. He used to come on the stage. Huge. Apart from his size, he was just a huge character. Lovely chap. He used to come on the stage and all this at the Radio London Sun Lights Out. He went on a holiday, hurt his leg, went to have an operation on in the hospital. and died on the operating table. His heart couldn't take the operation. So when a doctor goes in, he's got to be checking his heart, and you could hear this bloke is having the interview, laying down, and it's just like that all the time. He can't breathe properly. Although the doctor took his heart rate, he said, well, you've got a very good, strong heart there. He said, there's no problem with your heart. And the woman who was talking to him said that what we'll do is reduce the calories slowly. So at the moment you're on 8,000 calories a day, right? We'll reduce that by about 1,000 calories every week, okay? So tomorrow, presumably she was thinking, you know, tomorrow we'll allow you 7,000 calories for the week. And then next week we'll go to 6,000 calories. And the poor bloke's saying, he said, oh, I think that's a bit too quick. I think we should take it down slowly. He said, well, and she said, well, you know, it's your choice. You know, how do you want to do this? He said, I reckon 500 calories a month. So he wants to be reduced to 7,500 calories tomorrow, and he'll carry that on for a month, and then the next month go down to 7. And that I mean, you just never get there, would you? I mean, it's a much slower way of doing it, but that's what he wanted to do. So they're talking about that. And he'd had various chest infections. He kept having chest infections. He'd had septicemia, and then the doctor says, "Do you mind if we look at you? You know, your legs, because he's got ulcers on his legs." And he took the blankets off, and you know, it's just not funny. And you saw these ulcers on his legs, which were weeping. And then it got to interviewing someone else in America, actually. Nice bloke with a family, again a very, very large man who wanted to lose some weight, and he'd gone on some sort of assisted diet type thing, and in the first week he lost a stone, and he was so pleased with himself. He was absolutely over the moon, and his little family, two little boys and his missus, you know, congratulating him. And you can, if you're very, very big, you can lose an awful lot of weight very quickly, and then it starts tailing off. This is the thing with the Slimming World that I used to do. If you're very big and you start the Slimming World and you do what they tell you to do, you will absolutely lose weight. I did. I lost 2 stone. 2 stone in 6 months I lost, and I stuck to it. Unfortunately, I came off it, you know, eventually. Anyway, this bloke lost a stone, and he was housebound, and he wanted to go out the house. And he walked to the park with his 2 little, I think it was either 1 or 2 little boys, I can't remember now, and parked the car, and watching him struggle walking to the park, you know, he said, my legs and my feet are absolutely killing me. Well, I suppose they would do, you know, when they're carrying all that weight around. But he managed to get to the park, and he sat there, and he was watching his little boy play on the swings and all that. And I was so pleased for him. And you know, I think when you lose weight, that first week is absolutely crucial. You need to lose something in that first week, and then that motivates you to carry on. If you don't lose something in that first week, no. And you shouldn't weigh yourself every day. You know, weigh yourself when you've decided to start whatever it is you're doing, okay? And then let a week go past where you're sticking, and then weigh yourself. If you've come down, that really motivates you to carry on. It did with me. So then it cut back to this other bloke, you know, the one who's bedbound, and was talking about them. I mean, it's fantastic. You know, when you're on one of these diets or lifestyle changes, whatever you want to call it, the best part of it is when you've been doing it a while, and then that first person comes up and says to you, have you lost weight? Let me tell you, that is fantastic. The worst thing someone can say to you is, oh, you're not losing much weight, are you? Or something like that. Or, oh, you're looking very fat today. I don't think you realise what that does to people. It's very cruel. It really upsets people. So it cut back to the bloke in the bed and talking to him, and then the programme finished. No, it kind of finished. And it came back to the narrator, who said, unfortunately, this bloke, Carl, 32, died 3 weeks after the programme was made. He just died in his sleep. His heart couldn't cope with it. And I sat there, bawling my eyes out. that he wasn't able. Whether or not he started on the diet or not, I don't know. But 3 weeks after the program was filmed, he died, and it was the weight that killed him. And if you'd have heard his breathing while he was laying there, his lungs just couldn't cope. It was just absolutely heartbreaking watching that program last night. So if you want to watch it, it'll be on the 5 player. I don't know if it's a weekly thing or whether it was just a one-off, but it's called 65 Stone and Trapped in My House, and that's on Channel 5. Okay, all right, it's on Channel 5. Right, let's read you some of these messages coming in there. Hello to Maddie. Good morning to Maddie, who's watching now on Vaughan Live. John says, who's feeding the guy? Are they to blame, buying him junk food? Well, it's difficult, isn't it? You know, when someone says, oh, can you get me this? Can you get me that? It's difficult. Difficult, thank you. Maddie says it's 2,500 for a man, 2,000 calories for a woman. That's apparently what the correct amount of calories that you get coming in. I don't think I'm much over my 2,500, but certainly sometimes I have a little. My problem is crisps and ice cream, really. I don't have tons and tons of it, believe me not. And the other thing is age can be against you. You know, if you're over. I was okay right up to 47, and then it started piling on. Tell me, right the way up to 47, I was fine, and then it just started going up and up. Stuart, hello to Stuart. Good morning, Stuart. He obviously couldn't get out to the shops, so who did that for him? Home delivery. Well, yeah, I mean, it's so easy now to order a meal, isn't it? You haven't got to leave the house. You're not going to get up to turn the telly over or buy a meal or go to the supermarket or anything like that. You just pick up the phone and in it comes. Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. David says, fatness, they should fast. Well, I think he was going to. He was going to, but it didn't happen, David. It's terrible, really. Terrible. All right. John remembers Steve Walsh. He had a hit with I Found Lovin' in 1987. That's right, I Found Lovin'. Of course, done by the Fatback Band, and then he took it on as his own and kind of changed it a little bit. You what? That one. Very good. Maddie, a little bit of everything is fine. It's when we eat too much of it is where we go wrong. Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, how much ice cream do I have? I mean, I don't know. Yesterday I had 2 ice creams yesterday. No, I had 1. I had 1, which was down in Skegness. Today I might have 1 after lunch. It's not like I have like 2 or 3 a day. I only have 1. Yes, so let me tell you what I had to eat yesterday. I had overnight oats for breakfast. That is blueberries, fat-free yogurt, and a little bit of porridge oats. Put it in the fridge, mix it all up, leave it, eat it the next morning. I do that about that much in a jar. Okay. Then I went swimming. I do 50 lengths in the Boston pool, which is a long pool. So I swim for about 45 minutes. Okay. Come out of there. On the way back, went to B&Q, which means I bought 2 bags of crisps while I was in there. Small bags, but nevertheless 2 bags of crisps. Okay, which are not, crisps are probably one of the worst things. Come back here, I had lunch, 2 corn steaks, 2 packets of vegetables. Okay, just vegetables, no butter, just vegetables, and some instant mashed potato. So that was all right. And then for dinner last night, we went to, as I say, the Trawler's Catch. I had chips with baked beans. Oh, I had a pineapple fritter last night. Oh, yes, please. Pineapple fritter and an ice cream afterwards. That was my day of eating yesterday. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? But the weight is still going up. So there's something wrong there. All right. Heidi, what channel was this on? It was on Channel 5. Channel 5 it was on, Heidi. Now, it was nothing to do with Slimming World. I came off the Slimming World. If you want to lose weight, go on Slimming World. Okay? But you've got to stick to it. There's no point losing the weight, as I did, and then stopping it. You know, you start picking again. I think that's the thing. You stick to the meals that they told you to do. I'm still sticking to the same meals that I was having when I was losing the weight. But I'll have an ice cream now and again. I'll have a bag of crisps now and again. I didn't do any of that when I was strictly on the Slimming World, all right? Maddie says, I never understand why overweight people lose weight to get the stomach band fitted and their stomach cut in half if you're losing weight. Why not just carry on with losing weight and not have a band? I agree, Maddie. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm a bit funny with things, you know, operations and things like that. I don't think you should have an operation unless it's life-saving or something seriously has gone wrong, perhaps like your knees are giving you great pain, you have a new knee. But having a stomach band, if you can do it by dieting or, you know, exercising, then why have a stomach band? Yeah. What people want, you see, the trouble is what people want these days is instant success, right? And that goes for everything. People come in and do a job that you've been doing for 40 years and they want to immediately be on the same money as you. You've got instant gardeners, right? They won't grow something from a seed or a small plant. They want to go to the garden centre and buy a plant that's fully in flower and then plant it and it's done. They don't want to wait. They want instant success, and it's the same with the weight loss. They don't want to go on a diet that's going to take them 6 months, 7, 8, 9, a year maybe or more. They want to go to hospital and have an operation today, and tomorrow when they wake up they will be thin. That's what they want, and I think there's a lot of that going on as well there. Heidi, was it a gastric band? Before they can do that, they have to lose a certain amount of weight first. Yes, they do. They do have to lose weight before the gastric band. I do know that. Anyway, we'll leave that there. And if you want to watch it, as I say, it's on Channel 5, probably on. They've got one of those, like, what are they called? Like an iPlayer where you watch old program. Oh, what's that called now? Catch Up, isn't it? Catch Up. 65. What's this program called? 65 Stone and Trapped in My House. Watch that on Channel 5. All right. Some news stories this morning then. Do you have those Apple earpods? I think people look really odd walking around with those in their ear. Is it just me? You know, I mean, I see people walking around with the headbands in, and even like headphones with wires, and stupid people wear these in the car. I've seen minicab drivers with those on. Have you seen those? I mean, why is that not banned? Why are people allowed to wear headphones in the car? That's ridiculous. That should be banned. Like, in my mind, that's as bad as texting while you're driving. Have you seen that? Or people watching the telly while they're driving. I've seen that. I think it's just as bad having headphones in, because you can't hear things going on around you. Very, very, that needs to be banned. Anyway, if you've got those Apple AirPods, okay, they're about to bring out waterproof ones. Well, I thought they were. I find it difficult to understand how waterproof earphones work, because I'm a little bit technically minded, so I know to make a sound you have to have a little thing that's moving backwards and forwards like that. So and you've got to have a hole so that the sound comes out. You know, if I was to put my hand over this microphone, right, this is like a loudspeaker or earphones, but the other way around, then, you know, obviously you can't hear me as well now, can you? Do you see what I mean? It changes the sound. But nevertheless, Apple are forging ahead, and it may well be, it says here in the Sun this morning, Apple AirPods 3 will be completely waterproof. It says Apple's next pet. There is a catch. There is a catch. There's always a catch. Apple's next pair. Have you got a pair of these like AirPod things? My mate's got them. Oh, he's got to have all the latest Apple gadgetry, hasn't he? And there's me with my. I think I've got a pair down here somewhere. Hang on a minute. I think I've got some. Here's mine. Here's mine. Look. I think these were $5.99 from Primark. I don't even know if these work anymore. What make are these? Betronstore.co.uk. There you go. There's mine. They were about £6, I think, something like that. But unfortunately completely useless because it's got the old type of connector in. One of those things, isn't it? Well, if you've got the earpods, the tech giant is tipped to debut a pair of Apple AirPods 3 before the end of the year, likely doing its iPhone launch next September. Oh, we're getting a new iPhone. I wonder what this one will do. Don't upgrade if you're happy with your phone. Please do not waste your money. I went from an iPhone 5S to an iPhone 8, and within 2 weeks, I questioned why I'd done it. Honestly, do not upgrade your phone. Don't waste your money if you don't have to do it. If you don't, you know, why do you need this next new? Is that one perfectly all right? I'll admit, my little iPhone 8 here is now coming up to 2 years old. And I will admit the battery is not as good as it was. You can get the battery changed now, and it's not that expensive now to get a new battery in an iPhone. The Sun says the hugely popular AirPods were upgraded earlier this year, but they're still not safe from an accidental dip in your sink. I wonder how many people lose one of their iPods. That must happen, mustn't it? Maybe you want to try. I mean, I suppose you would notice if it fell out your ear, wouldn't you? You wouldn't notice. But what if you're on a train, you're about to get off a train and it drops out? And there's 200 people on the train trying to get out. What would happen then? You haven't got time, would you? You have to stay on the train and you'd be looking around on the floor. My brother-in-law, he repairs things and refurbishes stuff. He lost a ball bearing the other day, you know, so small, in his garage. He spent an hour looking for this damn thing. Have you got AirPods? Anyone lost an AirPod? One of them? Can you get one replaced? How much is that? I bet Apple charge an arm and a leg for that, don't they? It says industry expert Dan Ives says that a waterproof version of the headphones is on the way, writing in an investor note shared with The Sun, but it'll cost you extra. They reckon, in The Sun, that waterproof AirPods, and remember these are only little tiny plastic things, are going to cost you about £229. Now, when I was a DJ, when I was doing my mixing, I had a pair of very high quality headphones. They were DT700s, I think they were called. Beyer, B-E-Y-E-R, DT700s. The bass response on these was fantastic. And they were about 100 quid. But I thought that was expensive. These are going to cost £229. Wow. It says there's no official confirmation that a pair of AirPod 3 are in the works, so take all rumours with certain caution for now. However, the AirPods are hugely successful, so Apple will certainly be keen to double down on past success with the wireless buds. £229. Wow. Can't believe it. What's it? The price for new AirPods, the charging case is 79 quid for just a little case. God, so how much money do these people want at Apple, eh? Anyone got a pair of those? Hello to Michael Pullman. You're a bit late today, aren't you? Maddie, I'll stick to my 559 Sennheisers. Are they little ones or are they like the big ones? See, I like the big ones over the ear. I'm not keen on having a thing in your ear like that. Okay. Hello to Paul Ertel. Morning, Paul. Blood transfusion. Are you going back to the weight thing there? That's what I need, a blood transfusion to keep me going every hour. Dr. SRS Grigori, I'm sure now you said that, Chris, Apple will sponsor your shows. Is that right? Will I get a free pair of iPods, will I? Thank you. Someone's looked it up. Mr. SRS Gregorian. One-piece AirPod replacement is 69 quid. That's the one. That's the ones at the moment, not the new waterproof ones that it looks like might be coming out. Fingers crossed, won't it, eh? Fingers crossed. All right, we'll do one more story then, and then we'll wrap up here in just a moment. Now, where are we now? Would you drink camel milk? How's that sounding to you? Now, if you drink cow's milk, or what's the other one? Is it goat's milk? Is it goat? People drink goat's milk? No, I don't think it'll make any difference to you, to be honest. It's just another animal. I drink very little milk. I'm vegetarian. I'm not completely dairy-free, but the milk I have is soya milk. Unsweetened soya milk. That's what I drink. Okay. I do have a bit of dairy. Ice cream, of course, dairy. Although I did have this week... now, where was it? I got these from Tesco's. Tesco's. I bought in Tesco's vegan Magnum ice creams. They are absolutely delicious. No dairy in there at all. Any more animal products. They're really nice. Try them. Please try them. They're so nice. Magnum, I think they do two. They do one with almonds and one like a classic Magnum, although a lot smaller than they used to be. Magnums used to be, I used to have to have 2 people carry a Magnum ice cream, didn't you? Now they're tiny. You have to have 10. Well, the Magnum vegan ice creams, you can get them in Tesco's. I'm sure the other places have got them as well. Try them. Anyway, in the BBC website this morning, would you switch to drinking camel milk? In Australia, a growing number of camel farmers are hoping to persuade you. I mean, I don't know what else camels do they? Or is it just... What else? Can you eat a camel? Why would you want to eat a camel? There'd be a lot to eat, wouldn't there? Some of you would manage it, I'm sure. It's not unusual for the owners of a small, close-knit business to treat their workers as an extension of their family. Of course, those members of staff aren't usually of the 4-legged, one-humped variety. Laura Brisbane is the owner of Q Camel, Australia's only certified organic commercial camel milk dairy. Camel milk production has become one of Australia's emerging agricultural industries as demand for the product grows both locally and internationally. However, Laura says her family-owned and run operation isn't driven by commercial influences, it's motivated by love. Oh, it's like me doing this show. I am motivated by love. Feel the love, baby. Feel the love. It says, we have a different philosophy in how we run our dairy, she says of the Queensland-based firm. It's paramount when running a happy and healthy camel dairy to really understand and respect the camels. Increasing numbers of Australian farmers are choosing to keep the country's prolific ships of the desert, i.e. camels. The camel was first introduced to Australia in the 1840s to assist in the exploration of the country's vast interior or outback. All right, so camel milk, would you drink that? Would you drink camel milk? Does that sort of appeal to you? I mean, and if not, why? Because if you drink cow's milk, what's the difference? It just comes from a different animal. I wonder where the cow. Where's the milk in it? Is it in the hump? Is it in the hump? Is it in the hump? That's the question. Maddie, as long as it doesn't give me the hump. There you go. Claire, I think my earbuds will gradually make everyone who uses them deaf. They've already messed up my ears listening in bed. Oh, I don't know about that, Claire. I mean, they've been saying that ever since personal earphones come out, haven't they? And when we started off with the, I've got a really bad arm at the moment. I've got no strength in this arm. Last week, you may remember, I went to Skegness and I was pushed. We were squashed in the back of the car, and I was so uncomfortable. And I had to have my arm, and it's been a pain ever since. I'm having trouble lifting stuff now. It was a little bit painful to drive the other day as well. I don't know what's going on there, whether I've pulled a tendon or something like that. Earbuds will gradually make everyone deaf. Yeah, we used to have those things. The first lot of things come out, but they had a metal band, didn't they, with two like spongy things that used to go over you, and then people started putting them in your ears. Now, I've never been keen on that. I've got these, but they don't get used. You know, that goes in your ear like that. I don't like that. I don't really like that. I like something on my ear rather than directly in. I suppose in years to come you'll be able to have implants, won't you? You know, and you're just there won't be any buttons or anything to touch. You'll probably just say, earphones, play me Mozart, or earphones, play me ABBA, something like that, wouldn't they? Or if you like awful music, earplugs, play me Stormzy. Oh, dreadful music, dear, dreadful. John says, I had camel milk in Australia. It's very, very sweet. No, I don't like it. Dr. SRS Gregorian, why are camels always grumpy? They've got the hump. Very good, dear. All right, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this, what is it? On this, is it? I forgot the day. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? It's Thursday, isn't it? Thursday today. Happy birthday on this Thursday, the 11th of July, 2019. We've only got 3 birthdays today. MD Saful, I think on one of the Learn English website groups. Good morning to you, MD. MD Saful is 24 years old today. Happy birthday to you. Lou O'Keel. Good morning, Lou. Is a bit of a karaoke fan. Happy birthday to you. And Manuel Ocampo, who was a customer when I used to DJ and do the karaoke at Blues's in Hammersmith. He's 24 today, so happy birthday to you, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Singing also, of course, all songs that I sing on this programme are dedicated to the lovely Joanna. Okay? Heidi says maybe the camel milk might make the tea. I don't know about that. Right, it's Thursday night. Now, if you're in the northeast of the country, I'll be in Cleethorpes tonight, our very first karaoke at the Silhouette Bar in Cleethorpes. It's not right on the seafront. There's kind of a road that goes along the seafront, and then there's another road up a little hill which runs parallel to it, okay, where you can see the sea from. So I don't know if you class that as seafront. Anyway, that's where the bar is. There's a rainbow flag flying outside. You can't miss it. And that's tonight. Karaoke starting tonight, Thursday, 11th of January, at Silhouette Bar, 38 Alexandra Road in Cleethorpes. Starts at 9 o'clock and goes right the way through until 12 midnight. So it'd be nice to see one or two of you there if you're in that area. I don't know who is up that way and who isn't, to be honest. Thanks ever so much for watching the show today. I hope to be with you again at some point tomorrow. And have a nice day. I can feel the warmth. It's got very warm in here in the hour that I've been sitting here. So it looks like it's going to be a nice day. Have a nice time. You look after yourself. Bye-bye now.